All right, folks, so it's over for short men, apparently. So according to Tinder, they are now going to be having some sort of filter for height. Basically, where you can put your preferences is like you like a guy of a certain height. I don't know if it's a premium feature. We met on a dating app. This is my girlfriend, Marlon. We met on Hinge. So was height something you ever cared about before we get to this video that we're going to react to?
I know that a lot of people would probably not even believe that, but honestly not. I know for a fact that you didn't have your height
Nope.
In the dating app.
No.
Because when we met, I didn't even, I recognized you, but I was like, oh.
So for those who don't know, I am 6'4", right? And again, my name is Quan, this is Marlon. This is the Quan Bailey Show. We like to review different trending topics that are going on in the world. We're just getting back to being on this channel. So I figured, why not bring my girlfriend for this one? So we're gonna react to a video from Dylan Page about how it's over for short men. Let's check this one out.
Starting now, your height is gonna matter a whole lot more on Tinder. That's because this week, the dating app just quietly tried to test a new feature where users can filter by height. Someone posted a screenshot on Reddit showing a new height toggle in discovery settings, which allows users to specify the height they want for their matches. And you want to know the top comment on that Reddit thread? The only way they're gonna get women to pay for their service too. Now, they did put a disclaimer right above this saying that it's not so that women can filter out short men. Because I'm not gonna lie, Twitter is having a meltdown right now saying it's over for short kings. But what is so ironic is that in 2019, they actually posted about a height verification for April Fools. 6 years later though, we now have a height filter and it's the 2nd of May. So it's real. But what do you think? Should they keep or remove this new feature?
Wow.
Okay, so height verification will be crazy. But I do have another channel, it's called Train with Quan, where I talk, about fitness. You've worked with different people as well through eating disorder coaching. Why do you think people make such a big fuss about height? And then how do you feel about this filter or feature in the app?
Well, I think when it comes to the why, it is definitely something that we're like socially primed for, right? Like I think a lot of men learn that they have to be very tall in order to be like masculine, in order to, be desired. And that's actually something I learned after moving here to the US, because I am from Germany and I never really had these kind of conversations before. And then also women learn that the man has to be taller than them, especially when we talk about tall women. A lot of them feel uncomfortable if the man is shorter than them. I'm personally 5'5", so I never really had that issue, but I also dated men before that were my height or even shorter. I honestly never really cared about that, but I do understand, like from a sociological standpoint, that for so many people it is so important because they think that's what they need in order to be masculine or feminine.
Right. I agree with you on that. I think also, like, just preface, Marlon is from Germany, so she's not from here, so she never really had the whole obsession with height thing that we see so much with men and women here. Like they definitely, it's a worldwide thing, but I feel like here in dating, it's something that is focused on much more than other places. Socially, it's still a thing, but not as much as dating as it is in the United States. But I wanted to say, to the young men watching this, like you can find someone, you can date people, you can live the life you want to live regardless of your height, right? Your height doesn't truly matter. I think focusing on things you can't control can be extremely problematic, but let's get back to what Dylan said, right? Filtering someone based off of their height is perfectly fine in my opinion. I think that it can make people feel excluded, but at the end of the day, if you're looking for someone that you want to date and you want someone that's 5'6" to 5'10", or you want someone that's 5'10" to 6'3", or whatever it is, I think you should be able to do that. But I feel like if we're going to be that extreme, if a man has other prerequisites like weight and things like that, they should be allowed to have those things. And I think that if we're going to judge people on things like that, it should be both ways and it shouldn't be frowned upon. But again, these are things I've never cared about. Like I've never cared about a woman's weight. I've never cared about my height. And even though I am tall, I am 6'4", I guess when I went through puberty very late, like at 16, and I was under 5'9" up until that point. So I've experienced life being shorter, and it was not something that I was super concerned about. I wanted to be taller, but it wasn't like now when I host a live stream on my other account, people are like, oh man, like, can you help me please? I'm like, it's out of your control. So just focus on the other things in your life that you can control. I think Tinder is doing a bit much by having that as a premium feature. And if they do ever do some sort of height verification, I think it's going to make dating very, very hard. But for the guys out there, man, just know, you're fine. You're good the way you are, brother. Keep fighting, keep showing up, keep pushing yourself. Like, it's gonna be okay. There are so many other things that you can control, like your socioeconomic status, the way your physique is, the way you carry yourself. I always say this, love yourself first before, like, you know, before you try to reach some goal or milestone. Some guys are like, once I make a certain amount of money, people will love me. Once my body looks a certain way, people will love me. You know, if I sound a certain way. Yeah, you might get some external validation by changing those things, but if you don't love yourself, if you don't think highly of yourself, if you don't speak highly of yourself, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to achieve a lot or achieve your dreams in life. You've got to love you first. You've got to believe in yourself first. Don't worry about these people. Yes, there are some girls that are a little bit more keen on height, just like there are some guys that are a little bit more keen on things like weight. But those people, let them be them, right? If it's that superficial for them, they're probably, you know, they may not find a meaningful, long-lasting connection. There's so much more that goes into dating than the way that someone looks or like their height or weight. And I think that's something that we don't talk about enough. I'm going to let you finish and then I'll close it after you. So you let me know what you think about it.
Well, I agree with you. Like, people have preferences, and there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, even a dating app, adding that to the filter is smart based on the people who use it, based on the trends. So, I mean, these apps and these people who make those filters just go with what's trending already. At the same time, it also feeds into that narrative, of course. I think it's, as you just said, like more a personal thing. If you have a certain preference, that's fine, but don't be afraid to date outside of that preference. Just because you think, oh, for instance, if a woman is watching that and she says, like, I'm only into tall men, that's okay, but still give the short man a chance. You might not know what you're missing out on. Because a lot of people focus so much on like checking certain boxes that they miss out on a lot of great people. And I think when it comes to, you know, all these superficial things, again, it's okay to have your preferences, but sometimes questioning them is also helpful, like understanding, like, is this really my preference or is this what society tells me it should be like? And then also still giving people that maybe not like check all the boxes a chance.
I'm going to make a separate video about this another time, and I'll probably be a little more direct with you guys about it. But I think that's a big thing. I think socially we're told what's attractive to us or what we should pursue. And I think, you know, growing up in the hip hop era, growing up in, you know, the pop culture era, I feel like everything, you're like told how to dress from being a young kid based off how you look. You're told how to move. You're told what you're supposed to like based off of where you grow up, which I think is ridiculous. You can like whatever you like. You can be with whoever you want to be with. And also, like, you're not limited by those expectations as well. Like, you don't have to be jacked and make millions of dollars to be happy. Like, you don't have to be, you know, some Nobel Peace Prize winner to be smart, right? Like, there's so many ways for you to define your life for you, all right? So hope that helps, man. Thanks for joining Marlon and I today. We're gonna be dropping more videos more frequently. If you guys see any videos that you like, go ahead and shoot me a DM at Train with Quan on IG. Shoot me some videos and I can, you know, sort through them for you. And yeah, did you have fun with this one?
As always.
All right, folks, I'll see you in the next video. More videos coming, all right? Height doesn't matter. You're gonna be okay, my friends.